All right, welcome to Smokey Reacts. I'm your boy Journalist, and on this one, we are back for some more Abba and Preach. The Ninja Turtle saga continues. Apparently, bro has had a kerfuffle with Abba and Preach, and now we are here for some issues. You know me, I love a good mess if it's a mess worth watching, and I mess with Abba and Preach, so I figure I'd give it a whirl. This one is exposing the scamming Ninja Turtle who's coming after us. Let's check this out. Thank you guys very much for your time and joining me today. If you could, please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description, and let's get into this. Let's see what we got.
Is it true that you put a smartphone in the car and you press the record button and just threw it back in there?
No.
Okay,
Keep making
blatantly.
that up. Yes.
Jesus Christ, I don't even know how I spilled water that far away from myself.
She's making that up. Okay. Man, I don't know how to answer this, honestly. I don't know how to answer.
So she's not lying. There was a phone in the car.
But honestly, yes. If it sounds crazy, then man, whatever.
Why did we?
You already lying, my brother. You just sat there and tried to stand on business and be like, nope. And then you was like, it's kind of true. And then you was like, you know what? If I sound crazy, who care? I did it. That's not okay. That's not okay. You're not making your credibility any better.
We know in 2 minutes what it took y'all 2 to 3 weeks to figure out. Aaron the plumber.
So what happened?
So we were right, and it only got worse from there. I mean, Aaron the plumber, if you don't remember, was on the balloon pop thing, and then afterwards claimed that a bunch of people called his job and got him fired. Turns out he can't prove that that ever happened. Most people don't even know where he works, so they don't even know where to call to get him fired. He even claimed that there was 500 plus calls. Nobody's been able to really find his job properly. So the idea that the internet found it, it's never leaked so far. And so there's been a lot of cast on that because he's been using that to promote his GoFundMe to get $15,000 to do humanitarian work. Truth is, he doesn't really have much of a track record doing any of that kind of stuff. So where is this all coming from? And then there was a post that came out that showed that he got mad because the GoFundMe got locked. And underneath the post, you know what it said?
What?
How they gonna hold my money? It's my birthday. Let me have a good time.
No.
Dead ass.
No.
Dead ass, he posted that. So he was gonna use the GoFundMe for his birthday. So when we saw this goofy ass asking for, money, even though he got 100K in the bank.
Okay. But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
And he was out here spending it in the club like a goofy. Turns out, he wanted to use the GoFundMe for his birthday to be able to spend it like an idiot.
No, you're lying.
But it goes even worse because people are like, why are you bringing up his criminal history? But that's in the past. First off, I do think it's okay to judge people on their criminal history. That doesn't mean it's a final judgment, but I definitely think it factors.
I'm sorry. If you follow me on Instagram, I keep getting messages. I didn't think the picture was going to do what it's doing. But I did the trend, the 6, what's it called? The 6 pictures for the end of June thing. And one picture in the 6 is causing quite a stir in my friend group. I'm sorry. It just distracted me.
Especially if it's over a lengthy period of time. It shows me a lot of impulsivity. It shows me a lot of lack of control over yourself. And it gets me things to be like big red flag. He's already been found guilty of pandering, which is pimping in 2017.
What?
The racketeering essentially is the call. Charged with sex trafficking, all kinds of stuff. So this is
a filthy
5-6 years ago.
Gorilla
Quick little
pimping.
update. Queen of Accountability, the YouTuber who did a live stream with 4 of his exes and did a deep dive research on this guy. If you watch a live stream, it's pretty intense. There's accusations of rape, stalking, beatings, harassment, and they provide a lot of receipts. They provide police reports, they provide text messages, logs, all these different things that really solidify that this guy hasn't changed at all. He's still the same career criminal that he's always been. And I know some people try to accuse these women of clout chasing, but you have to understand, these women have been filing reports to the police over a year ago. How could they be clout chasing when this guy had never even...
You still got Jules Kelp? Yeah. I'll come and grab that in a bit. Okay. You going to Jules today? Yeah. Okay.
done the show at the time, and it was known to nobody. There's no clout to be gained. If you guys read the message, you can see that he's trying to get her to respond to him, and she's refusing. And after she does...
Where you at? Wow, for real. Get me home. I'm drunk, please. Please, I'm drunk. Just get me on the right track, please. I want to go home. I'm sorry, baby, please. Please, man, please. Just get me home. I'm drunk as fuck. Please, baby, I love you, man. I'm sorry, baby, please. You going to jail. Call the police on you. I'm going to call FedEx every day. Watch. Go to sleep. I called the police. You stole my wallet. No, you didn't. I bet you go to jail. Watch. I'm going to press charges. Jesus. Jesus. My brother.
Doesn't respond to him for a while. What does he do? He makes a very peculiar threat. He says, I'm going to call FedEx every day and I'm going to get you fired. Isn't this the very thing that he claims was done to him? Think about how twisted that is. You victimize someone in a very peculiar manner. Then you use that peculiar manner that you victimize in to make your own victim narrative. And you want to get sympathy for it. The reason why this gets more intense is that a lot of the behaviors that he showed towards these women, he's now showing towards this YouTuber queen of accountability. What am I talking about? This guy had a pattern with all the women he dated. He would love bomb them. Within 3 to 4 weeks, he loved them.
For me, it's you talk about falling in love, but it was only a month. It sounded like 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. It was,
You fall in love quick and hard, my G. Fall hard.
I do. That's my problem every time.
He needed to be around them all the time. They need to stay around him. And if he didn't get his way, the text messages went south very quickly and very aggressively. When he didn't get his way, he would call their jobs. He would harass them. He would file threats against them from a bunch of different anonymous numbers. And you could tell it too was him because the gram.
You mad at me because I left because you almost killed me. That's my ass. So if you go in jail, I'm gonna expose you too. I'm gonna sue you for racks. If you don't bring my shit back tonight, bro, you done. I don't even be on no police ass shit. I just want to go home, but you took my wallet, fucking expletive. If you don't give it back, I swear God, I'm gonna go to court. You go into jail. See, this is how I know he really fucking up, because I use expletive for the B word, and that's a word that I particularly use. But can't be using it like this. This is petty, because you acting like a bitch. You can't be calling her one. That's not how this works. The police already looking for you, and I'm post all over the internet. Wow, my brother, you gonna revenge porn her? Oh, the waste, man. Bitch, you sound dumb. You never called the police, so they not gonna believe you. Nobody almost killed your ass. I'm ass up. I did. You should have called the police. Now you fucked. Oh my God. I'm gonna call your job every day until you go to jail. I'm really gonna take this job in Midland, Texas. Don't hire that nigga. Just find you. Why? You're a weirdo, mate. You're
It was
a weirdo.
really bad in all the text messages, and there's a lot.
You got 200, and I'm gonna sue you now and get way more. I'm going to bed now. I'll let the police catch you and do their job. You going to jail, and on God, I'm gonna come to court, press charges, get on the stand, all that shit. God damn, you gonna commit perjury. That's not how the law works or the court system, dumbass.
A lot of like
Then why is the toothbrush behind all the money? Like, why? You have that toothbrush just on the counter naked, just touching it. That's not good.
repeated lines that seem very consistent. And now the queen of account, all the text messages, and there's a lot of like repeated lines that seem very
She stole my wallet. I got 500 for you if you know where she live or be at.
very consistent.
Oh my God.
And now the queen of accountability is also being called from every direction possible and having herself being doxxed essentially through this process.
Your number is public too. I know, Aaron. It's business line, dumbass. Please go back to school. You losing it. No, you don't, Daphne. If you suing, why the fuck are you harassing me? Do it. Sue me. This not harassing. I'm informing you. Why inform the person you're suing? Get a new lawyer. And this isn't Aaron. Yes, it is.
He pretends like he's somebody else in all these text messages, but he kind of lets it slip that it's actually him, Aaron the plumber, because he goes,
Hold on. I want to read all this. That's how petty I am. I want to see all the crazy shit this nigga said. Figure out when you going to apologize to Aaron the plumber for sabotaging his name. You leaked all his info, checked wrong states and everything. I'm considering having him sue you as well as MTR. What? I mean, yeah, don't get yourself into trouble. Get a life. You're in trouble. Sue away. We can play these games since you want to play games and fuck with his life. I wasn't calling me. Never did threaten your dumb ass. I'm promising legal action. Issue a formal apology.
I'm going to take legal action if you don't issue a formal apology. Are you going to sue on behalf of somebody else? And it's so crazy to me how many random dudes online want to run and go to bat for this dude, when everything in his history and the way he acts says he's a big-ass pookie. He's the exact kind of man that women, you would criticize them for.
Don't do that to Pookie. Don't do that to Pookie. Because Pookie from... What is it? What's the show? The Game. Pookie from The Game was a good brother. The Pookie, don't slander Pookie's name like that. Get off of Pookie. This is dumbass Aaron's issue. Aaron's got to hold this. Pookie had nothing to do with this. Aaron's of the world are the problem.
or for dating. If a woman chose this guy and dated him and then bad things happen, you'd be like, why don't you choose better? Why did you choose a Pookie? And now you're getting mad at these same ladies for picking up on the fact that he was a Pookie right away and trying to stay away from his ass. We picked up on it. I have never on this show ever looked at a man's behavior and been like, this is probably the kind of guy who beats women behind closed doors. Ever. Go look through the logs. Go find it. You won't find it. What is it about the way that he was behaving that you guys were so ready to endorse and say it's nothing wrong with it, it's actually fantastic, that we all looked at and be like, no, this dude is off his kilter and it's very likely that he'd be doing physical things to ladies behind closed door or other weird things. Where were your blind spots? And this also goes for mediocre tutorials and reviews. Where were your blind spots? Why were you not able to see what we see within 2 seconds? That's a question that you guys are gonna have to ask yourselves, because while you guys are endorsing this man and giving him the A-OK and calling him some kind of war hero, behind closed door, dude was one of the worst predators. The dude admitted to stalking his ex.
Is it true that you put a smartphone in the car and you press the record button and just threw it back in there?
No.
Okay,
She's making that
blatantly. She's just making that up out of thin air.
Yes, she's making that up. Okay.
Come on. Let's talk about it.
I'm trying to see how I can answer this.
I'm trying to see how I can lie.
God damn.
I did.
That ain't looking good, bro.
I had a phone. Man, I don't know how to answer this, honestly. I don't know how to answer this. But no, I didn't put no smartphone. I did have another iPhone that was in her car. I have 2 phones, okay?
Aaron.
No,
I got 2 phones, one for the hoe and one for the hoe.
Let me break it down to you. I had 2 phones. One phone I do plumbing with, right? The
Break
other
down the
phone
lie.
is my personal phone. I did leave the phone. I'm trying to answer this without sounding like a creep. So I'm trying to choose my words carefully, you know?
I did need
Nah.
like I got 2.
If you have to choose words carefully so you don't sound like a creep, that just sounds like some creep shit. That's like you've already put yourself in a scenario that you shouldn't be in because you have to mince your words to be able to come out in a favorable light. Why am I trying to have to say anything to come out in a favorable light? Motherfucker, I'm going to say what I have to say because what I have to say is okay to be said in any particular light, nuance or not. Like, the fuck? This nigga on some fuckery.
Like, you know, I got that. It's just. Have you ever like if ever did you ever have like if you ever have ever like have ever have 2 phones that you phone with?
Carefully, you know, because
Okay,
they're gonna
okay.
crucify me. So don't think nothing. But I had another
Don't
phone.
think.
Okay, I did plumbing services with this phone. The location was on this phone. Now I'm in and out of her car all the time. I did know that the location was on the phone. Yeah, I always got location on both of my phones. But that's how I was finding out she was driving around too. Yeah.
So she's not lying. There was a phone in the car that tracked where she was.
The phone. That's why I was having a hard time answering this. She's trying to make it seem like I just got up through the phone. No, I had my tracker on. I had my GPS on there, and I remember. Yeah, I remember we had an argument about me leaving the phone in there. Yes, with
Okay.
the GPS tracker on there. She said,
Look. There's a man with 2 phones. You don't just leave a phone to be able to be tracked, to be able to have the ability to have a conversation with your bird later and be like, oh, yeah, like, can't believe you was driving around in West Denton and you told me you was going to be in Plano. That's not how this works, bruv. That's not how we do this. You can't, like, what is my nigga on about? And then bro went from, I had the tracker on my work phone and I had my other phone. And I do keep the trackers on both my phones. Like, no, the work phone having a tracker on it, if it's actually a work phone, makes sense. Your job might require the tracker to be on. You could have left it there and then. No problems, no issues. But then that issue comes in, you left the phone with the tracker that's supposed to be the one that generates your income in your bird's car, and then you just let her drive around for multiple days or for many hours without it, without letting her know, yo, my phone's in your car and I left it, fell out my pocket. Can you come bring that to me, or can I come pull up on you? No, you used it for a detective device to be like, oh, well, that's how I did see you was driving around here. Or you could have explained it just the final time. lost phone. Couldn't remember if it fell in my pocket in my shorty's whip or if I lost it in the world. So I'm looking at the location services. I come to find out she pulling up at Gerald's house. She told me she wasn't talking to Gerald no more. I see my phone over there because I accidentally left it in shorty car. That's the real dynamic. You see how that sounds plausible and logical, and there's no like, okay, cool, I could deal with that. This nigga talking about some bullshit.
Yeah, and I lied. Okay, yes, okay, I lied. I lied to her. I told her I did an airdrop, left the phone in there, but I didn't. I don't even know how to do an airdrop. But honestly, yes, the phone.
Man on iPhone, but don't know how to do airdrop. Cap.
Location, my location was.
Okay, I'm not gonna keep playing it. This dude lying through his teeth. This scammer, okay, this career criminal, this trafficker, that's what he's about.
Jesus.
Let's be clear. This is the
Trafficker.
man you guys are defending. And it doesn't even end there. The dude tried to do revenge prawn against one of his exes when
You going to jail, H, and you getting exposed. Wow. That type of person, I will press charges on you for not giving permission. Fucking right, shorty. You press charges on this nigga. Actually, I don't know if revenge porn counts the threat of exposing, but maybe we should include that in the law, because the threat of exposing a person also can be quite detrimental to their mental, and that person is kind of like feeling safe for a thing that they thought was cool to do with you. Young people of all ages, if somebody has the confidence and trust in you to allow you to record an intimate moment, don't be this guy, and don't be any of them niggas that share that shit. Don't share it with your homeboys. Don't do none of that shit. That's for you and your enjoyment later, or your enjoyment later with the person you did it with. You know who you can share it with? The motherfucker you filmed it with. You know who else? That's it. That's it, and that's all. Don't share that shit nowhere else. Keep it between you two, and you'll be all right.
she wouldn't get back with him. So he was telling, and these are, you can look at the messages. This is not hearsay. This is the dude y'all defended. All this to say, I don't want to go through everything he's done. Obviously, he's garbage. The real thing that's interesting to me is why were these men so fast to want to champion this guy when it was so obvious to so many other people that he was a giant pookie? You guys champion a man who's likely going to harm more women in the future. You want to give him access to funds to be able to attract more women, want to give him more publicity to be able to have more opportunities, not realizing you guys are essentially enabling a predator. Stocks.
But that's what the gym cell red pill bros do, though. They enable other predators to predate on people because they're just like, well, he's just got to figure it out. He's just being a man. It's just what he's doing. It's just, you niggas is weird. You're weird, bro. Like, I'm sorry. That nigga weird. Any nigga that thinks what that nigga was doing is okay is like, you're weird. Like, and you have a terrible relationship with women. And I would also suspect that your mom has probably raised you with some very weird sensibilities on how you're supposed to be a man with a woman. Because I don't understand how you niggas ended up here if your mom actually loved you and was a sound bird herself. If she's a weird bird, you're probably going to be a weird guy. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. Niggas that grow up weird and do weird shit, 8 times out of 10 got weird mamas, and they mama be on some weird shit. Also on some like, oh, we gonna slut shame girls, or we slut shame women, or hyper conservative about some beliefs that actually turn them into weird men, or they fucking support the bullshit. Nah, I'm calling it.
His ladies, threatens them when they want to leave, put hands on something. Like, okay, what you want me to say? What you want me to say? It's not even about taking a victory lap. Like, it's not even just the viewers. This is the creators. Like, MTR, I like the dude, but it was plainly obvious to everybody. Even the way you conducted the interviews, I'm gonna be honest, you were softballing it. When he was saying weird sus shit like this, like, to me, that's a big, huge red flag. What do you think about that?
I didn't understand the people defending it. Just if we go to the base of the video and what happened, it escalated very quickly. But the basis of the video was us watching a dating show, and if you look at the behavior on the dating show, I do not understand what you guys saw. Well, didn't see. Nah, he did nothing wrong. Like, what is the state of the world, or in what world do you live in that you saw nothing wrong in the interactions that you saw? Forget the rest. Forget the felon thing, the whatever. Forget all that. Just based on those interactions, you saw nothing wrong. Well, you got rejected from the ladies. That's why I see a problem that we have in society. Rejection is not inherently a bad thing. It's just a neutral thing.
It's actually a good thing sometimes.
You take it as disrespect. When you say, oh, he got rejected by the ladies, you automatically
What you saying, Blood?
go to disrespect. No, the girls just said no because this and that and that. Well, you know what? If you feel that way, that's how you feel. Moving on. He felt some type of way. And I'm still standing on mine when he said, you definitely made me... That was off. Right from the jump. And then you accumulate the rest of the things. At the basis of what we saw. You saw that and you saw nothing wrong. I'm sorry to say, that's a red flag on you. If you saw nothing wrong with the interaction that you saw there and you thought it was perfectly normal, there's something wrong with you. Forget the rest. Forget the baby mamas, the dramas, the running from the police, the going inside. Forget all that. If just based on the whole interaction that you saw nothing, you're like, yep, then there's something wrong with you too. I'm going on you guys.
Yep.
You guys got problems and you got to search within. Whether you believe it or not, that's on you. But you got problems. You're not supposed to talk with people like that.
I don't even think they think that's normal. I think most of them essentially just resent a lot of the, perceived privileges that women have. And so when they see this, they see some sense of justice. And so they're going to champion it, even if it is wrong. But essentially what they're championing is more of the same bad behavior that they're seeing on the opposite sex at times. And so they're just propagating the problem. It's not progress that they're doing. It's just they want their get back. They want their sense of revenge, right? What is the word? What happens when you're experiencing something through someone else?
Vicariously.
Word for that?
Vicarious.
Vicariously. That's the word. They're vicariously through these people on these shows getting the justice that they don't have, they feel like in their own personal life, or they see that's lacking in the world. That's essentially what it is. So that's why these kind of videos of like dudes putting women in their place is so exciting for these guys, and they love it and they get really excited, like, fuck yeah. Is because they feel a sense of injustice and so they champion it. But in reality,
I just cut this point off for just 2 seconds. If you're watching any content, any person, I don't give a fuck what gender spectrum you fucking land on. If you are watching the comeuppance video of what you feel like you've been struck down by, you've lost the fucking plot. Because you need to ask yourself first why you enjoy watching somebody get done like this, because clearly it didn't feel good when it happened to you. And if you're in that situation, clearly something has gone wrong. Like, getting told no and like leaving amicably between that situation is cool, but like watching somebody get put in their place and like shit on, like, we're not watching battle rap. Like, what are you doing? Why is this animosity something you enjoy to watch in the sphere of dating? A place that should be like wholly focused on like the softer sides of ourselves, or being able to be open and like truly vulnerable with the people that we're trying to engage and interact with. That would be a more healthier thing to see. But you want to see somebody have anger and vitriol towards a person, or be snarky and disrespectful and cheeky, so you could be like, yeah, I'm gonna say that to a bitch next time I talk to her and she talks to me crazy. Like, if she's talking to you crazy and you were just trying to holler at them, or vice versa, then like clearly that person's fucked it and they're wrong. Like, you should just be like, you're an immature cunt, and just move on. It's very simple.
Reality, yeah, is because they feel a sense of injustice and so they champion it. But in reality, you're not making the world a better place. Essentially, all you're really doing is just propagating more bad behavior. Even if it means championing a sex trafficker and a felon and a dude who does stalking and all these other bad behaviors. Like, you're going to champion this right now, but I promise you, you're going to stop championing it when it's one of the women in your lives, when it's your sister, your mother, your one of your exes, your daughter, whatever. You're going to wish that you had done more to stop dudes like this from being everywhere and stop encouraging them. Because all you're doing is helping other ladies be victimized. That's essentially what it is. But
these are the same men that end up having daughters, calling themselves girl dads, and then teaching their their daughters that, hey, this is how a man's supposed to act. This is what you're allowed to hear from a man. This is how you should talk to a man, and vice versa. And then they perpetuate an even like shittier cycle of shit that like is a problem for the young man that is going to date that young lady later, or the person that's going to date that young lady later. And then you're just like that weird dad that's like, oh, like my baby is going to do this. Like those, what's the question that they have where they're like, yo, which would you rather have, a gay son or a thought daughter? And I'm just like, who cares? Are they good people? Are they staying the fuck out of the way? Because I'd take both. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have a good gay son and a good thought daughter than to have a non-promiscuous daughter who's just a fucking asshole, or a heterosexual son who's an abusive cunt. Like, I would take either. I want good people. I want my children to be good people. That should be our fucking goal. But we live in such sexually repressive societies, especially in the Western world, that our thoughts around sex and how people interact within genders is so fucking backwards or slow that it just fucks shit up.
You may not even care about that because maybe you feel so much resentment. You like, they probably deserve it.
My girl, my sister could never bring someone like that. I mean, not me thinking, oh no, I don't see nothing wrong.
No,
hell no.
Why am I defending these pieces of shit?
And when you have evidence, you stay defending them.
And they want to say women are not logical.
You really want to hold.
But you recognize a lot of these dudes is also bitch made. They're also emotional. They're emotionally tied to this situation.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear no more about women are the emotional sex. From the vast majority of behavior I've seen online, men are hyper emotional with vast majority of the things that they support, and it's not logical why they do it.
Everybody's emotional just for different things.
There we go. There we go. That was going to be the thing I was going to say.
When Myron be screaming,
again!
It's not anger, it's passion. Man, shut the fuck up.
Facts.
Y'all some goofies. Y'all support some goofies. And it just is what it is. But at the end of the day, why did we know in 2 minutes what it took y'all 2 to 3 weeks to figure out? What are y'all missing here? I'm just asking.
I'd say also a lot of people that aren't Ab and Preach, or people that will say, subscribe to some of the schools of thoughts they do, are on a journey of maturity, and Ab and Preach being the ages they are and having the life experiences that they have given them the mental maturity and the experiences to be able to discern certain character traits from people and see how certain people are moving, to be able to tell from the jump, like, not, you know what, bad actor, not that. And then also they might just personally be good at judging character on some people. This is also a thing where they made a judgment without all the facts and ended up being correct. However, that being okay, they might have ended up being wrong. And for the people that were, we'll say, on the internet trying to defend just to try and be as fair and balanced as possible, they just needed more facts, because they would like to believe the most immediate information they have. And the most immediate information sometimes is the most easily to understand, instead of having to make the hypothetical thought of, well, these actions seem a little sus, so maybe this person isn't that good. And that's probably what happened to a lot of people, and that's why it probably took them 2 to 3 weeks. That said, that's enough of me being a goddamn adult. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I was chatting a bunch of shit, but hey, I'm just telling you what I think. Thank you for your time. Please do hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description. See you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.